What's up everyone, I'm Dive from Gen Visuals, and today we are going to be going over how to layer style in Photoshop. I'm going to be using the Gen Visuals PSD, which I will leave a link to download in the description if you ever want to practice or to use this as you go along. So when layer styling, the first thing you're going to want to do is go down here to the 2D layer, which will be in the logo folder, and you're going to want to right click it and go up here to the very top of the menu that pops up and go to blending options, and this will bring up the layer style menu, and this is where everything we'll be using today is in here. So it does come with a layer style on it already, so what you're going to want to do to take that off is go up to styles at the top and press this little white box with the red line through it, and it'll remove all the effects on it from the left over here. Now I'll show you what all the different effects do. Starting with bevel and emboss, it kind of rounds or sharpens the edges and kind of gives it a little 3D appeal. And contour and texture are both different modes you can use for it. So with contour, it's just kind of changes how it works on the outside, and texture will put just a texture in the middle, which I do not really use too often. And next up we have stroke, which is pretty self-explanatory. It adds a stroke on the inside or the outside of the logo, like this. Next up we have inner shadow, which kind of adds a dark shadow on the inside of it. Then we have inner glow, which is the opposite. It adds a glow on the inside of it. Then after that we have Satan, which kind of just draws out the middle of it and it adds a darker spot throughout it. Then we have color overlay, which just completely changes the color of it. You can put it whatever you want it to be. After that we have gradient overlay, which is like color overlay but just with a gradient, so it kind of adds a gradient throughout the whole thing. After that we have pattern overlay, which again is exactly what it sounds like, it just adds a pattern throughout the whole logo. Next up we have outer glow, which is, it's like the inner glow and inner shadow, except it just goes to the outside instead of the inside. And same thing with drop shadow, it's like a inner shadow for the outside of it and adds some darkness around it, which isn't too easy to see on the black background, but you can kind of see it on the inside up here. Now that we know what every single effect does, I'll show you how to make this simple layer style right here. And also, a quick shortcut to get to the layer style menu is you can just double click the layer and it'll bring it up. So the first thing you want to go through, and like I said earlier, if they're not all there, FX, show all effects, you're going to want to add inner glow, Satan, and gradient overlay. So the first thing we'll have is inner glow, and you can see the effects right here, and you can feel free to copy them or even change them to what you think looks better, because all logos are different, so if you're using a different PSD, it might turn out a little different than this one here. Then the next thing we're going to do is Satan, and you can look at these effects here, and again, feel free to change them. It's not really necessary what they are now. And last up we have gradient overlay, which these are the effects here. Feel free to pause and look at them. And then the gradient is just a simple blue to lighter blue, but you can really use it for any color. So if I wanted to change it, I just have to go here, click that, click color at the bottom, and let's say I want red, put it up here at red, then go over here, press this box, back down to color, and then maybe choose a lighter red. And as you can see, it just goes from that to the other color, and it's just a clean layer style, and you can change it to whatever color you want and it'll fit with a lot of designs. Now that we have our layer style that we like, you can also save them. So all you have to do is go over here on the top right where you see new style and make sure all these boxes are checked, and you can name them. I don't really name them because you never see the name, so it's not too important. And then you can press OK, and once you go to the top at styles, you'll see there's already a bunch of default styles that automatically come with Photoshop, but your new ones will be right here, and so you can just change them and pick them out whenever you need them. You won't have to make them all again, which is helpful so that you don't have to do a completely new one every time. You can just kind of go off of it and change it to what you need. That should be all the basics for layer styling, so if you have any more questions, feel free to comment below and we will answer them as quick as we can. And thanks for watching, and good luck layer styling.